Welcome to Books That Transform, where we explore life-altering ideas. Today, we're diving into the world of tiny changes that create remarkable results with James Clear's Atomic Habits. Have you ever felt frustrated by goals that seem out of reach? Like you're pushing a boulder uphill only to watch it roll back down? The truth is, lasting change doesn't come from giant leaps, but from the compound effect of small, consistent actions. In this video, we'll unlock the secrets to building good habits and breaking bad ones, empowering you to become the architect of your own life. Let's get started. We often overestimate the importance of single, grand gestures, those big moments that seem to define success, and underestimate the value of making small improvements on a daily basis. It's easy to overlook the power of tiny, consistent actions. We think we need to overhaul our entire lives, change everything overnight, and make drastic shifts to see any real progress. But real, lasting change doesn't happen that way. It's a gradual process, much like a tree growing or a house being built brick by brick. Imagine for a moment that you could improve by just 1% each day, just a tiny bit better than you were yesterday. It might seem insignificant at first, almost unnoticeable, but these small improvements add up over time. But over time, these tiny gains compound into remarkable results. Just like a plant growing from a seed or a runner training for a marathon, think of it like interest. Small deposits made consistently can grow into substantial wealth. If you improve by 1% each day for a year, you'll end up 37 times better than when you started. Imagine the possibilities. It's the power of compounding in action. This principle applies not just to finances, but to every aspect of life. On the flip side, if you get 1% worse each day for a year, you'll decline almost down to zero. Neglecting small habits can lead to significant deterioration. This is why small changes are so significant. They can either build you up or break you down over time. They are the gateway to long-term success. Achievements are the result of consistent small efforts. Instead of trying to change everything at once, focus on getting 1% better each day. This approach is more sustainable and less overwhelming. Choose one small habit you want to build and commit to doing it consistently. Whether it's reading a few pages of a book, meditating for a few minutes, or exercising daily. Remember, success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. Celebrate your small victories, for they are the building blocks of your success. To understand how to build better habits, we need to understand how habits work. Habits are the small decisions you make and actions you perform every day. They are the building blocks of your daily routine and, ultimately, your life. Every habit, good or bad, follows a neurological loop: cue, craving, response, reward. This loop is deeply embedded in our brains and drives our behavior, often without us even realizing it. This loop is the foundation of every habit, and it consists of 4 laws: make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. Understanding these laws can help us design better habits and break bad ones. First, make it obvious. We need cues to trigger our habits. These cues can be anything in our environment that signals us to start a behavior. Design your environment to make the cues of your good habits obvious and visible. This might mean placing items in strategic locations where you can't miss them. Want to drink more water? Place a full water bottle on your desk. This simple act can serve as a constant reminder to stay hydrated throughout the day. Want to practice guitar? Leave your guitar out in the open where you'll see it. The visual cue will prompt you to pick it up and play more often. Second, make it attractive. We are more likely to repeat behaviors that we find appealing. The more enjoyable an activity is, the more likely we are to stick with it. Pair an action you want to do with something you need to do. This is called temptation bundling. By combining a less appealing task with something you enjoy, you make the overall experience more attractive. For example, you could only watch your favorite TV show while walking on the treadmill. This way, you look forward to exercising because it's paired with something you love. Third, make it easy. Reduce the friction associated with good habits and increase the friction associated with bad habits. The easier a habit is to perform, the more likely you are to do it. Make your desired habit the path of least resistance. Simplify the steps needed to perform the habit so that it becomes almost automatic. Want to exercise in the morning? Lay out your workout clothes the night before. This small preparation reduces the effort needed to get started and makes it easier to follow through. Finally, make it satisfying. We are more likely to repeat a behavior when the experience is satisfying. Immediate rewards can reinforce the habit and make it more enjoyable. Give yourself an immediate reward after completing your habit, even something small. This positive reinforcement helps to solidify the habit in your routine. Track your food intake for the day. Enjoy a piece of fruit you love. This small reward can make the process of tracking your food more enjoyable and sustainable over time. Many people try to change their habits by focusing on what they want to achieve. They set goals for themselves, like losing weight or making more money, but true behavior change is identity-based. It's about who you believe you are. Imagine two people trying to quit smoking. The first person says, "I'm trying to quit smoking." The second person says, "I'm a non-smoker." Who do you think is more likely to succeed? The second person, of course. Why? Because they have adopted the identity of a non-smoker. Their actions are now aligned with their beliefs. Your current behaviors are simply a reflection of your current identity. To change your habits, you need to start believing new things about yourself. Don't just say you want to lose weight. Say, "I'm committed to my health. I'm the type of person who eats nourishing foods and exercises regularly." Embrace the identity of the person you want to become, and your habits will naturally follow. We like to think we're in control of our behavior, but the truth is our environment plays a powerful role in shaping our habits. Just think about it. If you walk into your kitchen and see a plate of cookies on the counter, you're more likely to eat one. If your phone is constantly buzzing with notifications, you're more likely to get distracted. Our environment is filled with cues that trigger certain behaviors. The good news is, we can consciously design our environment to make it easier to stick to our good habits. Want to eat healthier? Remove unhealthy snacks from your home and stock your fridge with fruits and vegetables. Want to be more productive? Create a dedicated workspace free from distractions. Remember, we are not fighting against ourselves, but against our environment. By making small changes to our surroundings, we can make it easier to do the things we want to do. Now that we've covered the fundamentals of habit formation, let's explore some advanced techniques to enhance your habit-building efforts. These techniques are designed to help you fine-tune your habits, making them more effective and easier to maintain over the long term. One powerful technique is called implementation intentions. This method involves creating a detailed plan that specifies exactly when and where you will perform your new habit. Instead of just setting a vague goal, you create a specific plan for when and where you will perform your habit. This helps to eliminate ambiguity and makes it easier to follow through. For example, instead of saying, "I'm going to exercise more," you would say, "I will work out for 30 minutes at the gym every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. This level of specificity increases your chances of success. Another effective technique is the 2-minute rule. This rule is all about making your habits as easy as possible to start, reducing the friction that often prevents us from taking action. The idea is to break down your habits into smaller, more manageable chunks. By doing this, you make the initial step so small that it feels almost effortless. For example, instead of trying to write an entire chapter of your book, commit to writing for just 2 minutes. This small commitment can help you overcome procrastination and get started. Often, getting started is the hardest part. Once you begin, you'll find that it's much easier to keep going and build momentum. This technique can be applied to any habit, whether it's exercising, reading, or starting a new project. The key is to make the first step so easy that you can't say no. Once you've overcome that initial inertia, you'll find it easier to keep going. The momentum you build will carry you forward, making it easier to stick with your new habit. Finally, we have temptation bundling, which we touched on earlier. This technique involves pairing an action you want to do with an action you need to do, making both activities more enjoyable. This involves pairing an action you want to do with an action you need to do. By combining these activities, you can make the less desirable task more appealing. For instance, you could only listen to your favorite podcast while going for a walk or cleaning the house. This way, you look forward to the activity because it's paired with something you enjoy. By implementing these advanced techniques, you can fine-tune your habits for maximum impact. Remember, the key to successful habit formation is consistency and making the process as enjoyable and manageable as possible. Take the time to experiment with these strategies and see which ones work best for you. With a little effort and persistence, you can transform your habits and achieve your goals more effectively. One of the most important things to remember about habit change is that it takes time. We live in a world of instant gratification, but habits don't work that way. They compound over time. Just like it takes time for a small amount of money to grow into a large sum through compound interest, it takes time for small habits to create significant changes in our lives. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. The most important thing is to stay consistent. Focus on showing up each day and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. Remember, the results of your habits are often delayed. You won't see the benefits of exercising today, but you will see them in a few weeks or months. The key is to play the long game. Focus on building the right systems and the results will take care of themselves. Congratulations! You've now unlocked the key principles of atomic habits. Remember, small changes consistently applied lead to remarkable results. If you found this video helpful in your journey to building better habits, hit that like button and share it with a friend who might also find it valuable. Don't forget to subscribe to Books That Transform and turn on notifications so you never miss an opportunity to unlock your potential with the world's most powerful books. Now tell us in the comments, what habit will you start working on today? Your journey to becoming the best version of yourself starts now.